Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Abrahamson. I'm the Director of Continuous Improvement here at Kilcoy Global Foods North America. Thanks to the TransLution team for inviting me to share our story with all of you today. We are a custom protein manufacturer centered out of Chicago. We are the North America branch. We are part of a global operation in which we offer and service customers all over the world with raw proteins and fully cooked meals solutions that we sell over 150 different items, which within those items carry another 350 to 400 different components that go into making them. Rather than walking you through the software features of both SYSPRO and TransLution today, I'd really like to talk about our business journey. How it's evolved, how we came to land upon SYSPRO and TransLution as our system solution, what we've learned along the way, and really where we believe manufacturing for us and the technology is headed. Because ultimately for us, the technology today isn't the story. The story for us right now is really what will equip our people and our team members to make better decisions, create more confidence in what they do every day and what they deliver back to the operation, which ultimately then will enable us to see growth more quickly. Our operations as a food manufacturer, as most would understand, requires exceptional inventory accuracy, strict food safety, traceability of products, real-time visibility across how we inbound and receive products, how we produce items, how we stock and store them within our warehousing operation, and then along the way also around how we ship out our products to our customers. So every day is a highly dynamic environment that spans and touches many, many people across our business. And inventory accuracy directly impacts how customer service, food safety, our own operational efficiencies, and certainly our financial performance is evaluated. So our goal has always been very simple. How do our systems help bring our people less time in terms of searching for information and more time bringing value and contribution back to the business? Before SYSPRO and TransLution, we operated on a custom-built Microsoft SQL platform. The system served us fairly well and was around for over 10 years. In fact, it was exactly what we needed at that stage of our company's growth. It was flexible. It reflected how our business operated. It allowed for us to scale successfully for many years. But eventually, every successful company reaches a ceiling and a point at which growth begins to outpace the capability of the custom systems that we had developed and designed. Our customer base had expanded. Our inventory became far more complex. Our traceability expectations increased. Our warehouse activity accelerated. Warehousing grew beyond just a single site. Reporting requirements became much more sophisticated and required. Simply put, the business had grown beyond what our homegrown platform could effectively support. So our decision wasn't about replacing a bad system. It was more about preparing for the next chapter of our growth. So most organizations can build technology, but the better question that you should be asking is, does it solve a real problem? Does it reduce your frustration? Does it simplify your work? Does it simplify your team's work? Does it improve decisions? Does it allow people to spend more time creating value instead of managing transactions? That's the philosophy that helped guide our decision and helping determine the criteria by which we selected a software provider, and ultimately that helped implement a solution that served all of our business needs. So we recognized we needed two different capabilities along the way. We needed an ERP platform capable of managing the business and an operational platform capable of executing warehouse activities and product movement activities effectively. So SYSPRO became our enterprise backbone. TransLution became the warehouse execution layer. It connected physical operations directly with the enterprise data. The result was one connected operational ecosystem instead of a disconnected set of transactions. So one of our biggest challenges wasn't implementing new software. It was making sure the uniqueness of how we operate translated effectively into our ERP and warehouse management platforms. Like many manufacturers, we have processes that make our business very unique. So rather than heavily customizing ERP, we chose a different strategy. We view TransLution as our preferred platform for operational enhancements, something that was somewhat more custom and allowing us to grow with the business, yet also provide layers of advanced features along the way that helped us continue to dial in our system controls as well as advance the business and operational efficiency overall. Certainly, user experience was a key element of that, and TransLution has definitely delivered upon that from the word go. That approach has really allowed us to preserve the integrity of SYSPRO and TransLution to give our warehouse teams and production teams the workflows that better match the way they actually operate and work hour in and hour out of every day. Equally important, beyond just the functionality and those attributes that get delivered through the systems, is the partnership. The TransLution team consistently demonstrates outstanding service for us. Their rapid response times and practical solutions, they've become, simply put, an extension of our own team. For us, they weren't simply a software provider. Receiving became faster and more accurate because we were able to essentially have a direct line of access to the key programmers and decision makers that help shape the programming elements that really operated effectively within our own environment. Inventory transactions became real time, cycle counting became easier, warehouse and visibility improved, our picking process, our putaway process, our shipping confidence increased, lot traceability has become stronger. These may sound like operational improvements, but they created measurable business improvements across our operation, and now has even crossed over into the other areas of our operation, the finance side, the supply chain side, customer service. We're even seeing benefits from our R&D and sales teams. So people often ask, what's the return on investment been? Certainly, there's been productivity improvements, labor savings, reduced manual transactions, fewer inventory investigations. But honestly, the biggest return is just if you walk around the office and you just sit in meetings and you're talking to people, it's their confidence. It's the confidence in the information that they're presenting with and the data that they're provided, because the access is there, the information is valid, and it's all one source of truth. And that confidence has carried us to give us a lot more understanding and performance enhancements in our lot traceability, our audit performance, serving customers. Because in all honesty, confidence is difficult to quantify. But believe me, it's incredibly valuable. A few lessons stand out. Technology, never compensates for poor processes. Master data matters. Standardizing, before you automate is critical. Having a good battle plan before just going in and trying to, attack is super critical to the success factors that go into it. You got to invest, you got to engage, and it's got to go beyond just management. The belief and the buy-in has to be going below the managers and even the middle managers down to the floor workers, to the warehouse operators. Those are the people that are really going to be on the front lines of the success of the system. And they're the ones whose voice really matters. You've got to make sure along the way that your ears are listening and paying attention to what the feedback is from each one of those employees. Because if the buy-in is going to be built from those people, their voice needs to be heard and their input needs to generate actual generated improvements within the functionality of the system. Successful implementations are not driven at the IT level, in my opinion. Apologies to any IT folks out there in the audience. This is about business transformation overall. ERP and warehouse management systems, for those of you who have been through those changes, this is not an easy and simple decision, and it's a big deal. I've been through them a few times, and believe me, I don't enjoy or nor want to encourage anyone to have to go through them many times in their life. However, the learnings that come along the way are ones that I hope each of you have put in your memory bank along the way and made sure that, you apply into making decisions around whether or not TransLution and SYSPRO are the right solutions for all of you. For us, it was the right solution for where we are in our life cycle. We are at a point where we are seeing accelerated growth. A lot of our customers are far bigger than us. They are blue chip customers, and they are folks who expect much higher standards as far as our record keeping and our food safety and product management expectations. And these systems and the services and response that we get specifically from TransLution is paramount to the success we've seen in our business. And on behalf of Kilcoy and all of the team members here, I want to thank TransLution and SYSPRO for allowing me and our voice to be heard at this meeting. And I wish all of you the very best of success.